Hey folks, Stormcrow here, and today I'll be talking about the starter set for Evolve. Now I chose this set because, well, the most of the guys in this set are competing for real in the WWE Cruiserweight Classic, so I figured why the heck not. To start off, we gotta go with the two that I just felt were a bit of a disappointment. Biff Busick and John Davis. Unfortunately, for guys that look very intimidating, they're not that good. Slowest guys in this particular roster, and finishers are okay, but both have C ratings in ropes. And apparently, so far as I can see, the only thing that are relatively decent about them is Busick has an A rating in death jump, and Davis has an A rating for out of the ring. So occasional victories for either of them, but more often than not so much. And next is Johnny Gargano. Now, I spoke about him during the best of starter set. Plain simple, things I've already I said before. Exceptional agility, great moveset, a two-slot finisher that can get as high as +3 depending on what if you hit two certain moves. So he's definitely high tier, and he's my current #1 contender. Another somewhat disappointment is Uhaa Nation, currently known as Apollo Crews. Now, from this card alone, I can see how much he's improved now that he's on the main roster. He with a power of -2 and the agility of 0, I thought it was pretty good. Unfortunately, his ropes and turnbuckle rating are C, so more often than not, his opponent will take advantage of that. But with yes, he has an A rating for death jump, so much like Davis and Busick, he can much like Busick, he can take high flyers out if he rolls low enough. AR Fox, improvement over his CZW card, much more agile, takes away removes the add 1 to both that he had previously, as well as two finishers, a 0 and a +1. So fairly good. Only a full-time tag team. We got Lancelot and Harlem, the Bravado brothers. Fairly average compared to most other tag teams I've seen, mostly from ROH. I would recommend putting Harlem in to start the match, mostly because his strongest move on level 1 is the tag move, and doesn't require a power or agility check much like Lancelot does. But when you get on level 3, I would definitely switch over to Lancelot since he has a singles finisher and a tag finisher in level 3, whereas Harlem has an add 1 along with the tag finisher. Trent Baretta, fairly good. Balances his -3 agility balanced out with a conversely low power of a +3, but his moveset's good and has 3 separate finishers depending on what you roll on when you roll level 6. Roll 6 on level 3. The premier athlete Tony Nese, also very agile, not as agile, but has a -1 power. Plus he's got a +2 finisher that can miss, depending on roll. It hits if you roll even. Plus he's got a 0 finisher and as another option, fairly decent. Rick Swann, almost the most agile guy of the bunch. Again, balanced out by low power. Bad outside the ring, but still good. Konley, another agile guy, agile person. Sorry about the flubbing and everything. But horrible outside the ring and against death jumps. yeah, hit or miss. Drew Gulak, very good moveset. Shorts are bad outside the ring and death jump as well, but got 2 add 1, so can wear down the opponent very easily. The Kentucky Gentleman, Chuck Taylor, vast improvement over his Chikara card. Swaps out his previous A rating in agility is moved. Ropes rating of A is swapped down to ring, whereas what was previously a C rating in ring is now for death jump. So it's a good change up. Ricochet, alongside, is now tying Matt Sydal as the most agile color card in the game. However, he has a roll finisher much like Sydal does, but this has a 1 in 3 chance of missing, unlike Sydal's, which has a 1 in 6. 1 in 6. I'm sorry, I meant 1 in 6, 1 in 3 chance of hitting. But it's understandable. He has a 630-degree senton, which, those who don't know, that's a 450 splash with an extra turn, with another quarter turn. So it's understandable why it's that dangerous. So if he can land it, match over. The only woman in the set, we have Su Yung, fairly average. Bad outside. The only thing bad about her is her ring rating. She has her moments. Lastly is manager Larry Davis, mostly for managing a group called The Scene. I'm currently only using him to manage Caleb Konley, and his chart's interesting, factoring into the concept that Evolve doesn't really looks down on outside interference, and violating that ruling could lead to suspension. So there's a corresponding chart to that as well. All in all, I'd say the Evolve starter set is really good. Artwork is exceptional, and on its own, stats are fairly balanced. But compared to Ring of Honor, it's below that. Now, next time, I am going to be ordering the latest set for the GWF, Regime Change 2132, and within the next week and a half I should be getting it, but I won't be doing a blind opening just for interest of time, and it'll just be based on my initial reaction to opening it, and we'll see where it goes from there. So until then, I'll see you next time.